Crashing with Friends Podcast.
Welcome to Crashing with Friends Podcast. Episode 99.
That ain't it.
You guys like what you see? Like and subscribe.
Oh my God.
You ain't watching us on YouTube? Don't worry. We got Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can get your podcasts. We're there. Check us out there. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Start with you, Kyle.
It's been a pretty good week, man. Been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I finished that show, The Bear, and it was just fantastic from start to finish. It definitely is my show of the year so far. Like I was saying last episode and the episode before, it's like a more intense Ted Lasso. You know, way more intense Ted Lasso. I can't recommend that enough. It was so good. I also watched this movie on Apple TV called The Beanie Bubble. Did you guys hear about that at all?
I did not hear about that at all until you told me about it.
I saw a trailer. That's about it. It's about the Beanie Babies, right?
Yeah, man. It was nuts. It was a really good movie. It was like a documentary slash kind of movie.
A documentary slasher?
Yeah, something like that. No, it was. I thought it was going to get dark at some point, and it kind of starts getting dark, but not really. Like, I don't know. But it's Zach Galifianakis is the creator of the TY company, Ty Company or whatever, Ty Incorporated. Mm-hmm. But I was like a kid whenever Beanie Babies were. I was probably like 6 or 7 whenever they were hitting hard.
Yeah, I remember going over to people's houses and like my mom just had friends like that. That was like their thing. They collected Beanie Babies and they'd be like showing my mom. And as a kid, I'd be like thinking, the fuck is going on? At like 6 years old, I was just like, who cares about these Beanie Babies? They suck. Go get me an Action Max figure.
Yeah, my sister was obsessed with them too. She had like a giant curio cabinet full of them. And I remember a long time ago, there was like this news article about a wife and husband that got divorced. And they had to split up their Beanie Babies in the courthouse.
They show that in the movie.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. How obsessed people got with something so trivial.
They show like a freeze frame moment of that in the movie.
Wild.
Give me the white Coca-Cola bear.
Yeah.
It got crazy, dude. People were making like a fortune on them, man, selling them on eBay and stuff like that. And they show whenever McDonald's got Beanie Babies, and I specifically remember going to McDonald's and getting like a snake Beanie Baby that was like different colors, you know, like four or five different colors.
I think I might have got one of those too.
Right, man. And when you go to like a pawn shops or like antique stores, you'll see those ones in like antique stores and stuff, and it's just like, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. Like I used to have so many of these stupid little fucking understuffed fucking toys. Mm-hmm. But it's a really good movie. I can't recommend it enough. I would probably give it maybe like an 8.5.
All right, what's your favorite Beanie Baby, everybody?
I don't have one because I was never a Beanie Baby guy.
I had like a turtle that I really liked a lot. I also liked the frog. I had a frog that was like the shit. Yeah,
the frog was cool. I liked the frog a lot.
That's one of the first ones they talk about in the movie.
Did they come out with like a Marlboro or a Camel like Beanie Baby?
No.
Smoked so many packs of cigarettes to get that thing.
I remember there being like a chameleon one, right? That would have like multiple colors that was really popular, I want to say.
I think they all had like names and birthdays and like backstories too, which is...
They had a rhyme inside of them, like a little rap.
They're essentially like those
Sick,
like little
dude.
gnomes that like old people like to collect. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the Precious Moments toys.
Yeah. Like exactly like the Precious Moments toys.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to start collecting now?
No, not at this point in time, I don't think.
I feel like there's a version of that for everybody. You know, some people it's like pop figures.
I feel like if you start collecting it as an adult man, you get put on a list and not good. I don't think it's a good idea.
Not anymore. It's not a good shade.
This man, he should be collecting Furbies like a real man.
Right.
Jeez.
God, Furbies are another fucking wild thing.
That's another thing why I hated Beanie Babies is because like it seemed like my parents got me a couple, but I was like, "Where's my fucking Furby, yo?" That's what I keep asking for. I want it to talk to something.
I want to feed my Furbies.
Yeah.
Man, do you guys? I mean, there's so many like hardcore toy trends in the early '90s throughout. Until cell phones really took over, there was just so many trends, man. I'm sure there still are, but
Beyblades?
I'm just not like.
That wasn't a trend. That was life. Dude.
That was life. That was a life that my parents would not let me live. They refused to get me any of the cool Beyblade. Yeah.
Man, me and Connor had a bunch of Beyblades, but it's just
We had like 2 or 3
Let her
each.
rip.
We didn't have like a whole lot, but yeah, we had like 2 or 3 each.
I think we had more than you think,
Maybe.
but
You could like take them apart and mix and match some pieces. So we would do that, kind of make custom versions of our Beyblades.
yes, we were cool
Very
kids.
cool. And we let it rip.
Sure did. We slapped each other in the face with those rip cords.
Yeah, dude. Happened a lot.
Whap, whap. Yeah.
We're going to battle in the porcelain bathtub. I've seen videos of people Beyblading in like sinks and stuff like that, and it just destroys the sink in the bathtub.
I believe it
What?
does. Those tops are insane. They
Yeah.
are battle tops, man, for real.
People will be using those
Must be.
Beyblades like the old metal ones, the original ones.
Yes,
And
dude.
yeah,
They were.
there's so many parent videos like being like, "My son, look what my son just did to the sink," and it's just a big old chunk missing out of the sink. And I was just like, man, you should have put such a awesome battle arena right there, man.
It's right there.
You got on the Beyblades and you put the arena there. Whose fault is this really?
It's a fact.
Man, I also tried out. I didn't try out, but I went to the fucking Cardinals game with Jackson. I don't know why I said tried out, but I tried out Cardinals.
Tried out for the Cardinals mid-season.
I went to the
If
Cardinals.
I tried out, I walked in and was like, "Can I play?" And they looked at me and didn't answer.
Get the fuck out of the field.
No.
But of course we lost. But
That was a kind of a crappy game, like 1-0, like
Yeah,
no
man.
action at all.
Was it Springfield or St. Louis?
St.
St.
Louis. Still
Yeah.
a beautiful park though, man. Busch Stadium is.
right,
It's just nice to be in that place.
it is cool. But on the way out,
Only nice thing I've ever heard about St. Louis.
hey,
The
man,
arch is really nice.
The arches.
the arch is cool.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But,
Watching the St. Louis Blues game is also great. Love that.
True. Scott Trade Center School. What's that place called now? Enterprise Center.
Yeah,
fucking is?
it is called Enterprise Center. Yeah, I don't know. It keeps switching genders.
Right. But on the way out of there, I look over Anakin, of course, and he's crying. And I'm like, "Son, what's your deal, bro?" I was like, "We can't win every game. You got to realize that. Sports is not like this. You can't win every game, son." And he's like, "Dad, this is your fault. You jinxed it." And I'm like, "Son, how did I jinx this?" And he's like, "You told me that the Rockies sucked this year." And I was like, "Son, in the same sentence, I also told you the Cardinals suck, dude." I was like,
But you know what? The Royals are sucking a little bit more. So, hey,
Hey, yo.
It's just how sports
we're fighting
goes,
for
man.
last seed.
Yeah, the older he gets, he'll realize that. But like, that's just how sports goes, dude. Like, come on, take a chill pill. But yeah, that's been my week, man. What about you, Connor? How you been?
Good. Been a good week. Finished book 4 of the Harry Potter series, Goblet of
Nice.
Fire.
Audiobook?
Audiobook, yep. Really liked it. I'd have to say for the first 4 books compared to the movies, they really just like cut Percy Weasley's part out completely. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the books or not, but
Yeah, like it's
Percy-
been since junior high since I read.
Long time. Yeah.
so like Ron's got like 4 or 5 brothers or whatever. 2 of them aren't in school, but then Percy is like the oldest that's in school, and then there's Fred and George, and then there's Ron, and then
I do remember Percy, but I don't remember jack about him.
yeah, you
He
see
was like
Percy.
the head boy, right?
Yeah, he's
Is that-
head boy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
head boy.
Did you just say Percy Jack? This is a different story, Jack.
No,
Percy
Percy
Jackson.
Jackson.
Oh,
Percy Jackson's a completely different thing.
back to Harry Potter.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like the book. Just as good as the movie, in my opinion. Probably better, for sure. And then I'm at the end of book 5, Order of the Phoenix. I just got to the part where they're leading Umbridge out into the forest. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
And then all the spiders show up. No, wait, it's not the spiders. It's like Minotaur
Big
guys.
Boy, I think.
Big boy. Oh yeah.
I believe that
Minotaurs do show up though, right?
Isn't it Hagrid's like
centaurs show up.
Centaurs. That's what they are.
Isn't it Hagrid's brother or
Yeah,
whatever?
Hagrid's half brother. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really stoked to finish that. I'll probably finish that on the weekend. But yeah, watching TV shows still. My Adventures with Superman. Really like that. Pretty interesting take on that show. Yeah, some other stuff here and there. Playing video games. Living life. Wish I could be disc golfing more, but haven't really done that in like 2 weeks. So gonna
Yeah,
do.
we'll have to get some disc golfing in this weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Have you guys played the Loma Linda course out
What
there?
course?
There's a course in Loma Linda.
Out by your house?
Yeah. It's like you can walk from my house and go play.
If I went out there and played it, would you play it with me?
Yeah, I would. But you got to clear it with my boss first.
Who's your boss? Oh,
Shaylee.
Oh.
she won't.
I'm just kidding. No, she would have cared. Yeah, she would have cared, dude. It'd be fine. But yeah, we go out and play. It's pretty difficult though because it's like in an old power alley, so it's pretty narrow.
I love it.
And
Hell, it's the
there's-
whole course is in a power alley.
Pretty much.
Fuck.
And what's a power alley?
Yeah, it's just like when
Where they clear out trees for power lines?
trees for power lines. It's
Oh.
just pretty narrow because it's only like 15 yards across, and it's just dense forest on each side. So
Okay, so speaking of a power
So
alley,
that might be okay. I don't know. Is it a 9 or an 18?
I want to say it's an actual 18.
18. Okay.
no shit.
Yeah, my
interesting.
neighbor is like the vice president of the disc golf association, so he kind of sets it up, and every once in a while I go out and help him like take out the goal
Trash.
whatever what do you call it, the goalposts or whatever.
Yeah, the baskets.
Yes, and replace them and
Okay.
keep it playable.
So are the baskets always out there?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm gonna have to go play.
Concrete
that.
pads?
Hell yeah.
No,
No
it's all
concrete pads.
grass.
Okay.
Oh well.
It's a pretty cheap affair. So Loma Linda used to have there's an old golf course out there, and I think part of it is this old golf course area is where this new disc golf course area is at.
Nice.
Okay.
I played it once. The course is a little confusing, but I think there's, you have the app that'll tell you where to go and stuff. So
Okay.
kind of zigzags back and forth.
I hate how the world is leaning towards all these apps on the phone.
There's an app for that, dude.
Jackson, you're like 10 years too late on that one.
I'm an old. I don't know. I'm just an old man on that. I don't like going to a restaurant and not being able to have an actual, like, physical menu. They're like,
Oh, you gotta
just
scan the
this.
QR code. Yeah.
What if I pull out a flip phone? That doesn't have that.
What if?
Yeah. What if?
Dude, speaking of power line alley, we told this story back in the past, but for newer listeners, dude, me and Connor were like, how old do you think we were, Connor? 16? Maybe 15?
Oh, I was probably 16. Yeah.
We were skipping school with Chris Blanchard and I can't remember who else was this, but it's definitely me and Connor and Chris Blanchard. We were skipping school and Chris is like, "Hey, dude, I need you to drive my car. Let's go off-roading." I'm like, "Okay." You don't want to drive your own car? You want me to do it? Fuck yeah, I'll do it. So we go out by the movie theater in Neosho and we find like a little path, and we're going. We find like a dead deer and stuff like that. We tried to, was that the same day we tried to blow it up with that dry ice bomb?
I can't remember.
What?
It was very much Stand By Me movie.
Shenanigans.
You want to see a dead deer?
Yeah, we're poking stuff with sticks.
Blow it up.
So that same path, I don't know, it was the same fucking day, but behind the movie theater, dude, we saw a fucking dead deer and we tried to blow it up with the fucking dry ice bomb, and I barely got it in the deer's like body before it blew up in my hand. It was insane, and it didn't really like blow up that hard, but it blew chunks out of the deer, But it wasn't like a boom explosion like you would want it to be. But we definitely blew some shit out of it. Okay, but back to the driving. So we were fucking going through the back alleys, dude, and Connor's like, "Hey, can I get on the top of don't put him in the top of the car and drive?" Mm-hmm. Is that how you remember it?
Yeah. So I want to ride on top.
Right. And Chris was driving a Ford Explorer. It was like a 97 or 98, I would say. Probably Ford Explorer.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it had like one of those sportage racks on top. So we're driving, dude, and I'm flying down these fucking hills, dude, on this power line alley. And we honestly forget Connor's on top of the car. Like, and
It's a crazy thing to think like this.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Connor's on top.
because we're going,
We didn't set this up.
I'm so focused on not flipping the car because I am going so fast down these hills, dude.
Jesus.
And
Connor, are you on top the entire time? Just like boom, boom. Just like
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
was there like a roof rack to hold on to?
yes, there's like a sport rack on
every
top.
single
Yeah.
bump, just like catching air every single time, smacking. Just oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Terrifying.
And
That's what that sounds like.
we were in the car, dude, and Chris is like, "Do you hear that?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, Connor's top of the car." And
It's
we
almost
just
like
hear
someone's on top of the car.
we just hear Connor screaming, dude. And it was slow down,
More
obviously.
like yelling, screaming at something a woman does.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and we got him down. And then I ended up totaling that car about 20 minutes later. Hit a stump, totaled it out. It wouldn't go any gear besides drive. Got to Chris's house. We pulled on the side of the road and our friend Ross pulled up in Jeep and pulled us home.
At least it
Insane.
wasn't your ride.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's what he gets for asking you to drive. Man.
Exactly. It was a fun afternoon. So Connor, is there
Let's
anything
go
else?
off-roading in my car. You drive. It's like,
Right. He always wanted me to drive and we're egging stuff, all that shit, man. Connor, is there anything else going on in your week?
Nope.
All right, Wade.
cool.
Wade, how's your week been, man?
It's been all right. So I already told you guys, but got into a little bit of a fender bender. But it wasn't me driving, so you'll have to get Shaylee to give you the dirty details. But that was fun. So
You think she'll be mad that you're talking about it on the podcast?
No, she'll be all right. I think.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right,
If
all
I have a black eye, come. When's this coming out?
Connor.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday at 2.
Right.
Tell her about it when you get home, and
About,
maybe I'll
about
edit
Tuesday.
it out.
Go ahead and say all the details now,
Yeah,
and then tell her
I might be
like, it's
limping
coming out
on-
Monday.
I don't even have stairs in my house, but I might fall down on them. If,
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
Very, very aggressive.
yeah, she can tell that. You'll have to get her on here to tell that story someday. But
Does she stalk you like a raptor from Jurassic Park?
no,
You just kind of see your head pop up from behind the counter.
she's fine. I just like to joke about it. Like I gotta watch my back and stuff. I don't think it's funny, but yeah. So I've been. I gave her my car to drive because her car is totaled. So I borrowed my dad's Jeep. So that's been fun, except for the 13 miles to the gallon.
yeah.
It's terrible.
That's never fun. Like
No.
whenever I wrecked my car, I had to borrow my dad's FJ Cruiser, and yeah, that thing.
Woof.
It's a Hummer for the most part, you know? Like, that thing does not get good gas mileage at all. Felt really nice driving that everywhere.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but other than that, started watching a show called Severance. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
We are huge Severance fans.
Really? Okay, so I'm like
massive fans.
halfway through it. There's some shit going on, and I'm really intrigued
dude.
to find out. Man, it's very an interesting idea. So
Yeah, I cannot wait for that second season, man.
I'm glad there's a second season because I had no idea.
Yeah,
You know how many
every
shows?
couple months I tell Kyle, I'm like, dude, when's that second season coming out, man?
Right. It's kind of strange because nowadays, you find a good TV show and then it just gets canceled or something. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm glad they're making a second season because the idea is very intriguing, I think. So,
Would you sever yourself?
oh man, where we work, nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I have too many funny things happen to me throughout the day.
I mean,
at
that's
work.
work can be a little punishing and gratifying at the same time, and I missing out on those experiences, I think, would diminish your life a little bit, I think. So I don't know. Plus, you make a lot of work friends and like to do things outside of work with friends, like podcasts, you know.
Hey,
Ayo.
rushing with friends.
But yeah, I just don't think I could. You'd have to pay me a lot, I think, to even consider. But what would you? Would you guys?
No, I will have thoughts about my normal life while in work that I can use to do things outside of work with, plans, ideas, things I want to do, or just if I'm doing something really monotonous, that's like I'm doing this over and over and over again for like an hour. It's like, yeah, I'll think about something I want to do. Think about disc golf or,
Some of my best podcast ideas come from just sitting at work. Most of them, almost 99%.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of music at work and podcasts and other things. So I mean, there's also some entertainment there, and yeah, good friends to be had, and also terrible ones. So.
Some annoying as fuck.
That's right.
Yeah, and if you do some good work, you can take some pride from that.
Sure.
I really believe that. Even if you're working for someone that you may not like, if you're doing good work, be proud of that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, what if I go into work and in the show they just show up to work and then are immediately locked out. Basically, that's their day. Like, what if I just like shit myself at work, dude? Like, it would be
you wouldn't know about it.
Tragic. You just show up clean and leave shitty. It's terrible. I don't know, man. Not for me. Not for me.
It would all depend on the job that I had for sure. Like if my job was like picking up roadkill all day and I was on like an interstate where there's a lot of deer and armadillo running out into the road.
Yeah.
But you've watched Severance. That's not getting severed though.
That's true.
You don't know you have that job.
Right.
That is true.
See, the reason he got severed is because his wife died. So that's why he got severed. You know what I'm saying?
So Jackson's wife could die. He could want to get severed.
Yeah, that's the example.
Seems like a lot of people in that show have a reason to be. So I don't know. Maybe some tragic really did happen. Maybe it'd be worthwhile, but I don't know. Not right now. Not at this point in my life, I don't think. But other than that, I've been reading this Silo series. They also made a TV show out of it.
We're also big fans of Silo.
Oh shit! Okay. Wow, this is great. This is perfect. So
We watch all this stuff.
Dude, wait! You need to talk to me more about the stuff you like.
That's fair.
Not just beer. That's all we ever talk about is beer.
Well, what's funny is like I talk about drinking a lot, but I actually don't drink that much. Like I don't drink a lot during the week, but I always
You just like to go around people.
I feel
Bud
like
Light, yay or nay?
yeah. Well, that's like a different sort of conversation starter because of the ad thing. But I don't know, man. I feel like when I'm at work, it's like I really wish I could drink right now.
Oh yeah, man.
It can be tough,
I think that all the time at my job. I'm like, man, if I could just have like one beer like during the first shift and another beer like at the start of the second shift, this would be just so much nicer.
If we could go back to the 70s and you could like smoke stogies and like have a liquor cabinet, employee satisfaction would probably be through the roof. I wish. But,
Bring it back.
yeah.
Bring it back.
But anyways, on Silo, I'm reading the second book.
So there's only been one season, so we don't know anything.
Okay, well, so I'm not even through watching the TV show. I think I'm on like episode 7 or 8 or something like that.
Excellent.
All right, so you're close to the end.
Yeah, but the book and the TV show are not really super close in how they're portrayed or anything.
Really?
And I've started reading the second book, and I don't want to spoil it, but it kind of makes sense why they did it that way. So we'll see what happens when the new season comes out. But it's a really good book and a very interesting post-apocalyptic story.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, I was a little angry at that show in the beginning when they killed off basically all my favorite actors and characters from the show.
Yeah, that is in the book. Like the first, it's only one chapter though. They turn into like 5 episodes in the show, but it's like one chapter, and like all the people you learn about are just sent outside, and then they talk about it through flashbacks. But I don't know. It's a really interesting story. But
Would you clean?
would I? That's a great question. I don't know, man. Being indoors like your whole life and that's all you know, except for stories about outside passed down. It'd be tough. It'd be very tough. But probably not because of, I don't know, societal pressure or something
Would you
like
just run
that.
off with your middle finger towards the camera?
Yeah. I wish.
Would you wipe your ass with that wool?
Yeah. That's funny.
I always thought it'd be funny if like someone decided like I want to go outside, and then as an act of defiance, like they just pulled their dick out and started just straight wagging, you know, get the helicopter going, like
Hell yeah.
And that's how they clean the screen. Yeah.
that's yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's how one of those. They should have showed one of those guys doing that. They should have just put in like one crazy character that was just a send off. It's like this guy's about to wag his dick in front of the camera, man.
There's only one guy that ever didn't clean, and he pulled his dick out.
No one likes the guys that
Legend.
don't clean.
That's hilarious.
They're dick waggers. Them.
What else you watching, Wade? Name something we love, because you're gonna do it. Sounds like.
Oh man.
But yes, you're watching Foundation.
I have not started watching. I want to. I think part of the problem is that I get roped into watching some of the stuff that Shaylee likes too, which is a little bit different, you know. But I really do like sci-fi type things. I found myself reading more and more sci-fi books, and I'm trying to think. The Expanse is a TV show I've been trying to get back into, but it's hard to because I gotta wait till I'm alone because I don't think Shaylee's interested in it. So
It's a little like hard.
it's
hardcore
hard
sci-fi.
yeah, and it can be a little dry at times.
Right. It's a lot of terminology, a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of weird terms as well. Yeah.
For sure.
the crew of the Rossi, right? The Rocinante.
Yeah, that's right.
That's some good
Spacers.
shit, man. I really like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm on season 3 or 4.
Okay.
I have a problem of not finishing things, so I gotta like get back into things. Even like video games, I start but have a hard time. It's like I have ADD or something. It's like this day and age is too much distraction, and it's super difficult to.
And like we were talking about one episode of the podcast a couple months ago, you almost get choice paralysis. You know what I'm saying? You have too much to play and too much to watch, too much to.
And you end up doing none of it. And I'm just like, I'm going to watch something I've already seen.
I'm going to watch YouTube and just veg. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like what's your guys' like comfort show to what you always come back to watching when you can't think of, you know, what you want to watch?
It's a lot of like Arrested Development, The Office, Battlestar Galactica. Yeah.
For me, it's Breaking Bad and man, honestly, whenever I say Breaking Bad, it's like, man, that's a show that I like every couple of years. Like, it's like, man, I gotta rewatch that again. So definitely Breaking Bad for sure. The Office also, because it's one of those shows every few years. It's like, man, I gotta do another run through The Office, but I never end up finishing the run. You know, I get halfway through and then I'm just kind of like, I'll watch something different.
Last like 2 seasons suck anyway.
They're not the worst.
It kind of falls off a little bit, but I think they kind of bring it back towards the end a little bit.
I don't know. I still enjoy those seasons, but Michael really did make that show, man.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Definitely.
It's kind of like the same, like with Parks and Recreation. Whenever, what's his name? Chris leaves the show, played by Rob Lowe. Is that his name?
Okay, yeah.
Once Rob Lowe leaves the show, that's when it kind of gets like, meh, a little bit. But, yeah.
Well,
Parks and Rec is still a great show.
The first season also kind of wasn't that good because it had that one dude.
That's
in it.
true. That show does not get good until
Season 2.
Yeah, until
And Adam Scott
and Rob Lowe show up.
Yeah, 100%.
Anytime I start rewatching that show, I start from that episode when they show up. I don't give a shit about any of the stuff previous to that, really.
Yeah. For me, I'll just watch like King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead. That
King
kind
of the
stuff.
Hill, I should have said that, man. That's a good one.
Yeah. Other comedies, Seinfeld, Arrested Development, that kind of stuff. Anime, Dragon Ball, that kind of stuff. I don't know.
It's like the comedies are always a good feel good fallback. I always watched Archer. That was my go
Archer's really
to.
good.
I think I like fell asleep to that more than anything.
I really need to do a deep dive into that because it's one of those shows that I feel like if I would have watched it from the beginning and kind of watched them all the way through, I would like them a lot more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's just one of those shows that I've just caught bits and pieces of here and there.
The first 4 or 5 seasons are great, but it's kind of fallen off.
That's what I've heard.
So
Yeah. What's the dude that turns into a cyborg in that show? The other like agent guy.
oh, Barry.
Yeah, he's like my
Barry.
favorite character in
Yeah,
that
he's
show.
funny. Yeah, it's a good show. But yeah, other than that, I haven't. That's my week. I haven't done much at all. So
You check out For All Mankind on Apple TV.
no,
That's
I
a
have
good one. Real good one.
Alternate history, like what if the Russians went to the moon first?
not. Gotcha. Yeah, let's check it out.
It's so freaking good, man.
It's really good. Like if Severance like wasn't out, that would have been my show of the year, but Severance was just an 11 out of 10 show. Loved every bit of it. Had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I can't wait to finish it. I'm excited. It's good.
Invasion season 2 is coming out this month as well.
This month?
Yeah,
This month?
it's like
Fuck yeah.
August
You haven't
24th
seen
or something
Invasion
like that.
Not yet.
Man, Invasion's really good too. It's got a really different alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're almost like a fourth dimensional type alien in a way.
Like a warm liquid black goo that just
That
kind of
spikes out and-
spikes along the ground like venom. It's kind of
Really
crazy.
interesting. Yeah.
So, how was your week, Jack?
Dude, it's pretty good. Friday night, watched Oppenheimer.
Nice. I forgot. Yeah, I watched Barbie.
Yeah. Man, Oppenheimer was fan-fucking-tastic. There's like a couple parts in the movie, like a couple weird, like just bam, out of the blue, like there's a sex scene happening. But you get to see what's her name? Girl from Midsummer and the Russian
Florence
chick from
Pugh.
Yeah, Florence Pugh. Get to see her naked.
David's favorite female actress.
So that's definitely a plus. You get to see her naked in it. But yeah, the whole movie was just fantastic. It's one of those things where if you don't really know anything about that point in history other than he made the bomb, you know, then all the stuff you find out in the movie is like, oh man, that's crazy, dude. Like the entire time you think this person's like a guy helping this person out, and it's like, no, he's setting them up. And like it's just really crazy how everything, like it felt like, you know, it really felt like a book, you know? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it really felt like a book as you were watching it, because I was like, you really feel that 3-hour runtime. There's not like a whole lot of action going on in the movie, you know, it's just dialogue. And then eventually you get one like 10-minute scene or I should say like 5-minute scene of the whole 3-hour movie where it's like, all right, there's the bomb. And then there's a whole hour and a half left of the movie of like everything that happens after they like make the bomb. And it's like, okay.
I'm really
So-
stoked to hear that. Yeah, I thought it was going to end with the bomb, which is it's cool to hear there's extra, you know.
Yeah, see, I thought it was going to end with them making the bomb and you seeing the explosion and then everyone's like, yeah, we did it. It's like, no, that happens about halfway through the movie and then there's a whole other part of the movie
Where
after
he's probably
that.
reckoning with what he's done.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's got a lot of like stuff like that in it.
After learning how many people died, he was probably pretty shook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, figure so.
And yeah, and became like this whole thing. It's like, well, if we try to go bigger than what we just did, it's going to turn into a thing with all the nations trying to make the biggest bomb.
Who's
and
got
it's
the
gonna,
biggest stick?
Yeah, and it's going to be not good at all. And it's kind of what happened. Russia kept amping up. They made that Tsar Bomba. Like, I've seen the footage of the Tsar Bomba, man. That shit looks insane. I would like, if I could go back in time and watch something, I would like to see the dropping of the Tsar Bomba.
If it was real and it wasn't a miniature,
What do you mean?
maybe it was a miniature.
Have you seen this? Have you seen the footage of the Tsar Bomba?
No, I haven't, but you never know. It might have been a miniature.
Is that the H bomb you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the largest recorded like man-made explosion. So
Yeah, I think I've seen the footage on that one. It's pretty wild.
Didn't they do it in Siberia?
I can't remember exactly where they did it. Probably was
they
Siberia.
did. I'm pretty sure they did. I've heard about this, but I've never seen the footage.
It's like it's like hundreds of times bigger than the bomb that we dropped on Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Care if I review Barbie real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Review it.
Barbie was good. Even for dudes, Barbie was good. It's got a pretty all-star cast. I was surprised some of the actors that were popping up. Michael Cera is in it. He plays a fantastic character. He plays just an extra male character that they made sometime, throughout Barbie's history. That wasn't Ken, and I guess they only made like one of him or whatever. So there's a bunch of Ken throughout the movie. All the actors, all the male actors are Ken. There's so many male actors in it, but Michael Cera is his own guy, and they play on that pretty good. I really, really enjoyed. What's the male actor in the movie?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah, he was such a good, funny character in the movie. It was his parts were hilarious.
Did he feel a lot like the Ken doll from Toy Story?
Yes, kind of, not really with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But really self-indulgent on himself and his love for Barbie. You know what I'm saying? Like in the movie, they paste it as like Ken is only happy when Barbie looks at him. Ken only has a good day when that happens. You know what I'm saying? There's just a ton of funny moments with that. The story overall really didn't impact me as much as I thought it was going to. By the end, I was kind of over it.
Hurry this fucking thing up. I had the same feeling during Oppenheimer, but still at the end of the movie, I was like, that's like at least a 9.5 out of 10. If I'm not going to give it a full 10 out of 10, it's at least a 9.5. So
yeah, with Barbie, I would probably give it a 7.5. If it wasn't for the ending, I really just didn't jive with the ending, but a lot of people would. I just wasn't feeling it. Halfway through the movie, even my wife looked over at me and she was like, "This is not that great of a movie." And I was like, actually, I'm digging this.
yeah, that's great. Like that's what really blew my mind is when you were telling me that your wife didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, it surprised me.
That was pretty much the whole reason why you guys ended up going to see the movies because
I told her multiple times, like, "Hey, if you want to go see this, I will go see this with you." Like, because we don't really see that many movies together. We see big comedies together. Like, we're gonna go see that dog movie. What's it called?
Strays.
We're gonna go see that here in a couple weeks. When it
Yeah,
comes
I'd
out.
like to go see that too.
But
We saw Ready or Not together.
yeah,
That was a good movie.
she does go see like horror movies with me. But I recommend Barbie though. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie because it wasn't a bad movie. I would give it a 7.5, but it's a good 7.5. It's funny, dude. And I recommend you guys see it just because Ryan Gosling is so good in it. I mean, Margot Robbie does a fantastic job. Like, it's such a good job as Barbie. But Ryan Gosling is just, he kills it, dude. It's so funny because of him. Like, all of his parts, I'm like, man, I wish my buddies were here watching this part with me because they would all be laughing their fucking ass off. What is happening right now? Especially between him and Simu Lee or whatever, the guy from Shang-Chi. Like, their rivalry in the movie is just, chef's kiss.
Margot Robbie, like, bribed Ryan Gosling into acting in the movie by saying that she would give him a gift every day. They were on set, and she actually like held true to her word, and every day she like got him gifts. I don't remember how long they were casting or filming, but found that an interesting fun fact about the
Wow,
show,
that's cool.
or the taping.
That's cool.
Must have picked that up from Jared Leto's Joker.
Signing the dead rats into That'd be funny if that's what she was doing. She was like, I'm gonna send Ryan Gosling some dead rats or something.
Yeah, right. So, Wade, let's get to you then.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any crashing stories, man? This is Crashing with Friends. Do you have any stories where you've eaten shit, broken
Previous to the one that you had like last week.
Yes. Okay, so
Right, I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
yeah, this is traumatic. Thank you for bringing it back up. So when I was 19, I ate shit snow skiing down a mountain, tore my ACL. About halfway down the mountain, I went over. There was like it was hard to see. It was like cloudy, and it made it hard to see like the depth perception and contour. So I thought I was going down something straight. There's a little bump. So I went airborne, and I tried to stop. And when I stopped, I turned my skis to the side, and my knee like just bent sideways, like right here. Tore my ACL like halfway down the mountain. And so
Poor guy, man.
it sucked. So my dad skied down and got the Snow Patrol. And so they came up and loaded me
Great
up.
Great band.
Snow Patrol?
No,
love
they are
Snow-
not.
I fucking love Snow Patrol.
Name
Suck
one
it.
song.
Huh? Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you.
That's cool, dude.
If I lie here. No, there's
Real
better songs
fan,
by
dude.
them.
That's the one song that I remember
got
them
me.
by, and I
Fucking
fucking
got me.
hated that song
You
so
got
much.
me. Continue. What about Snow Patrol?
Okay, so my dad skied down and got the Snow Patrol. They came up. I got let down in a toboggan.
It's like,
If you just lay.
It was more like sleigh because I was in a toboggan. So, yeah, anyways, that happened.
you turn to your dad.
Will you lie with
Oh god. Sorry, I'm cracking myself up.
I
now.
freaking hate you guys, man. Let's go on.
So, that happened. I don't know. Funny story about that. My dad was upset that he didn't get a picture of me in a first aid sled because he skied down, got the Snow Patrol, came back up. And one thing about my dad is he's just an old school. And when you're in the mountains, man, that's just, I don't know, that's his thing. He just rides the lift and like smoking Bernies all the way up and get
On the bag, like,
but he came back up and came down the same path we were on, the same ski run, skied right past me. He like, left me there a second time. And so very funny.
awesome.
And then like the only I don't know, man. Back then, I don't know. I don't know that families are the way as frugal as they were back then. But we were in Colorado. My dad's like, yeah, we're not going to the ER. Because the guy's like, I don't know if you broke a bone or what, but you should definitely like go to the ER. My dad's like, yeah, we're just going to drive back to Oklahoma. And so I just like sat in a car and rode for like 14 hours before going.
Well, the
Went
thing
to a
about
doctor.
when you tear your ACL, it hurts for a second, and then it doesn't hurt.
That's true. Like by the time I got to the first aid lodge on the mountain, my knee was like volleyball, but other than that, no pain.
Yep.
I couldn't
It's
put any
the-
weight on it. But
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, man. It's the most like pops, like hurt, and then yeah. Did you get real lightheaded?
No.
Really? Every time I've torn my ACL, which is 3 times,
Damn.
I've gotten lightheaded every time. It's like, whoa, dude.
is it just from the crazy shock of like, oh god, I know exactly what I did?
No, it's just
Or-
a loss of blood. I think it's
Same
just
leg every time?
2 on the left, 1 on the right.
Ouch.
Yeah, bro. I go hard.
You're making me feel uncomfortable just talking about tearing these ACLs.
Skateboarding,
I feel
man.
like, oh, the blood. I forgot about the blood that just pours out of the ACL.
Balls to the wall, bro.
Oh,
They
Gotta
say
live
it's
once.
worse than breaking a bone. So,
Oh, I would agree.
I've
I would
had a-
definitely broken bones. I would have more preferred to break bones, which I've done. I've broken.
I've had a sprain that was worse than a broken like foot before. So, yeah, I felt it.
nice. Other crashing stories. I don't. When I was 2, I fell out of a shopping cart and broke my right arm. That's why I'm left-handed.
That's why I live with mom.
I'm left-handed. Yeah, I think it's because I broke my right arm and I was in a cast for a long time. So
Dang.
Right, when you're that young, you just
I don't,
adapt.
I don't remember it. I'm told I broke my right arm. It could be like gaslighting or
Do
something.
you have any
Became
family that
severely
have
left-handed.
that are left-handed? Any
No,
family?
no. Everybody else is right-handed.
I broke my collarbone in my right shoulder whenever I was like 9 months old or something like that, and I'm right-handed, so I don't know. It could be something about
Maybe.
an age, like since you
Maybe.
were at a point where you used your hands more.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. It's very strange, but
What,
Yeah.
Connor? How old were you whenever you had your teeth grow through your lips?
whoa.
I don't know. I don't even remember it happening.
So you had to have been just before like 3 years old, somewhere around there. I would love to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing happened to my brother, like the age
3
of
to
like
5.
7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah, didn't you fall and hit like a milk crate?
No, I dove off of our dresser, apparently, straight into the ground or something like that.
I don't want to live anymore. This is the highest thing I can jump off of that I can reach.
Yeah. I remember one night.
World.
I remember one night you fell off the top bunk onto milk crates.
Oh, okay, that was me.
That's
right.
that's the milk
That was
crate
me.
thing.
Okay, I
Yeah.
definitely remember
Holy
milk
shit.
crates.
Yeah.
Man, do you remember? Yeah, man, that was good times. Wade, do you have any like paranormal stories or any stories about ghosts?
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot,
become a
aliens,
staple.
UFOs.
Honestly, no, not really. There was this one time after I had my knee surgery, I was on hydrocodones and they tore me up pretty bad. Like I felt like I slept for like a whole day, and I'd wake up and I'd hear like weird sounds and think there was something in the house, but I think that was just the drugs talking to me. Other than that, no, not really.
Dude, I think I had my first ghost experience last week. Now that we're talking about this.
Let's hear it, bruh.
Dude, so I was in my room, just sitting at my computer, you know, and it was like early in the morning, and so I was like, fuck it. I'm going to eat some dry cereal. I don't have milk, so I'm just going to eat some dry cereal. I had the Cocoa Puffs with the marshmallows in them, you know what I'm saying?
Great choice.
That's what you mean now.
Yeah, it was good stuff. But I was just sitting there. I was eating out of the bag. And then as I was eating, I was like in my house by myself. There's no one there. And all of a sudden, sounds like I heard my nephew like yell out, "Jack!" I was like, it sounded exactly like my nephew. And like, I like opened the door, like kind of like looked around, like went and looked in the front. Didn't see anybody. There was no one that pulled up or anything like that. So I was like, all right, so there's no one here. And then I go back to my room and I go back to playing video games. And I start eating more dry cereal, you know, just eating it straight out of the bag. And then as I was like sitting there like playing video games, all of a sudden I felt this cereal bag that I was holding, felt like someone like grabbed it and just went like that. Like it literally felt like someone just went. I was like, as soon as that happened, I was like, the fuck? Like almost someone was checking the bag to see if the bag was alive or still alive or something like that. And they were shaking it.
like he was mimicking your little cousin or your little nephew or whatever. It was like mimicking it,
Almost a little bit.
Because it was tugging like where he would be tugging, you know,
It
because he's
makes
such
me-
a small little kid.
It makes me feel like, did I just have an interstellar moment? Is my nephew gonna like go through a wormhole some?
Yeah, and he's stuck behind a
What-
bookshelf in the middle of space.
Whatever he was trying to signal to me, I did not catch it. I'm sorry. If you're listening to this podcast in the future, dude, please signal me again.
Wow.
Because I did not catch whatever signal you were trying to give me.
That's wild, Jack. So are you a true believer now?
I don't know. I want to still say no. I'm going to say there maybe could have been some kind of explanation for like the bag like shaking just really weirdly in my, because it felt like just like someone grabbed it and went once to the left, once to the right, back to the middle again, you know? Just like do.
You know, the craziest part of that whole story is that you were eating dry cereal, right? Like, that was my takeaway.
That's been a staple in my life,
Really?
man. Like usually if I buy cereal, I will like not use all the milk, and sometimes the milk will go like, you know, expire. And I'm like,
Sure.
I'll just
What
eat
are
the
you
rest of
gonna
the
do?
bag like eating dry cereal.
Sometimes it hits.
I used to pour dry cereal into cups, you know, like tall cups, and I'd just be like,
Can I ask
Eat
you a
cereal that
question,
way.
Jackson? How much cereal was in the bag?
how much cereal was in the bag? And like maybe I'm like kind of like towards like the lower half, you know?
How big was the bag?
Oh, it's one of them tall bags. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's to your side, and you're scooping it out from the same spot.
Yes.
So maybe you dug a hole with your hand, and then the cereal
it
inside
might have
shifted.
shifted weight. But
That's probably what happened.
But I did have it kind of like sitting like in my lap. It wasn't like over my leg or anything like that for all of them to switch over to one side like that.
Explain the Jackson call out though, Connor.
I hear my name all the time.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, I figure that's just a thing that always happens. Like your brain just tricks you to where you think someone's calling you or something like that.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I've heard people that I've talked to a lot. I've heard my name just randomly, you know. I don't believe I've actually heard it audibly. I just heard it in my brain, you know.
That's what I keep thinking all the time too. But
You're praying to God. That's what you heard.
yeah. But I'm just
mentally-
like, oh man, bring on early onset dementia, man. This is where this is going.
man.
Like you hear that when you're like fully conscious and awake.
It's happened
Yeah.
to me before, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And it usually happens in silence.
It's almost like I'm recalling a memory in my head of someone saying
sure.
my name, and it's just like, whoa, what just happened, you know? But it's obviously not someone talking.
Wild.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I think that all the time, and I always think like, you're crazy, Jackson. That's like I have that thought every once in a while, but then I'm like, man, I know people hear that stuff all the time. At least Connor does.
Yeah.
Wade's bewildered by it.
I mean, I can, like in a dream state or waking up, I have that kind of experience, but not like fully awake. I don't think.
You ever had sleep
Well,
paralysis? Oh,
If
go
you're
on.
ever in the
I have.
zone, that's the best way I can put it, is like you're not actually thinking about anything, you're just doing something, and it's just like a thought flashes in your head. It's just like, Connor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had I guess maybe a similar experience where you hear like knocking, maybe, you know, like you think someone's knocking at your door, but they're not. There's nobody there.
Right.
Never
Or
mind.
phantom vibrations of the cell phone.
Oh, that happens all the
man.
time, dude.
That's a good one. I have those all the time.
Phone manufacturers probably do that, so you look at your phone more.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Just cogs in a machine, man.
I had a question for you guys, man.
Yeah.
My son
As long as it's not too personal.
It's gonna get personal. It's gonna get real personal.
I already know what it is. Go ahead.
My son is 11. I'm starting to kind of think about like when's a good time because he's getting a lot of girlfriends, man. He's already had 2. He just like broke up with a girl a few days ago.
What?
Yeah, she broke up with him. He's had 2 girls break up with him this summer. Second one he couldn't handle it. It was like a bad one.
It's summer of love, man.
Right. But
What do they say? What did I used to hear like all the time in like kids movies, like, no, it's summer, man. You got to play the field. That's what your son was doing, playing the field.
one thing I've always instilled in my son is a confidence. I've always been like, dude, the key to most things in life is being confident. If you can show that you're confident, people will believe you. You know what I'm saying? You can get through a lot of different things just by being confident.
That's where the con man comes from, is confidence man.
Exactly. So and he's getting girlfriends. So, you know, A to B to C to D, you know what I'm saying, where it's going to go. So when's the...
D to V.
And he's only 11. So like, he's just, you know... I don't think he's going to have a problem with any of that kind of stuff, unfortunately.
Sure.
So when's a good time to talk to your kid about that kind of thing? Do you think it's like... Here's my real question for you guys. Should I be the one that talks to him, or should it come organically like it happened to me?
It's different for kids nowadays, man. Kids have access to the internet as to where we didn't as kids.
Oh, bullshit. That's how I found out about it. So, like...
I found out about it from my dad giving me
birds and the
Playboys.
bees.
Say what, Wade?
I was curious if you got the birds and the bees talk or what.
No, we never did.
Didn't really need it, to be honest.
Did you get it, Wade?
No. Yeah.
My dad was just
found out on my own.
My dad just like one day was like, Jackson, you're getting to that age. Well, don't tell your mom. And he just handed me a couple pornos. It was Playboys, so classy, you know, not like Hustlers or anything like that.
Okay.
But It was like my first experience with it. I was just like, oh my god.
Okay.
So was Hustler not classic?
Okay. How old are oh my god, wait.
I couldn't tell the difference between the two.
13, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, when you become a
13.
teenager. Okay. That's the age I'm looking for. Okay, I need a good age.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh,
Party foul.
it didn't tip.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
But here's the thing. I was
13.
already way curious about that stuff at a way younger age. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
and yeah, I always went like, "Whoa, man, what's going on?" or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you could just be like, "Hey, dude, when you're ready, tell me when you want to know, and I'll let you know." I mean, if you want to be like that,
Don't be creepy about it. Be like, so what you do
it's like,
is you put just the head in and then you pull it out. And then you put the head back in, but when you pull it out, she gonna beg. She's gonna beg for you.
Oh my god.
Jackson, you're
like
fucking
that.
stealing, dude. Stop stealing.
That's Louis C.K.
Stop stealing.
I think it's Louis
Louis
C.K.
C.K. from his
All right.
his parents on Theo Von. You gotta stop stealing, dude.
I'm trying. I give credit when credit's due.
gives
So
credit.
don't
I'm just
don't
saying.
interrupt me before I can give credit.
You're stealing. It's
Not
cool.
stealing.
I'm gonna start calling
I'm
you Carlos
using-
Mencia.
But okay, call me Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia did a reference. You fuckface.
I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding. Okay, it's a
It's
joke.
getting heated. Gosh dang.
It's a joke, man. It's
that was a friendly fuckface. I said it
love
with a
you,
smile.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too, fuckface.
Oh my gosh.
stop touching.
But so 13 then.
So I think you're gonna see some signs beforehand that might.
Let me be clear. My dad didn't tell me anything about sex. He just gave me some Playboys, and I
You
was
read
left to
about
my own
sex.
devices.
I mean, if you read it, you know all you need to know, right?
It gave me it. Much like Barbies for little girls, it gave me some unrealistic fantasies. You know, unreal
That is
expectations.
That is.
Much like porno in real days now, man. Like whatever. Yeah.
They're all enhanced.
I can
They're
just
all
see
modified.
if I did that, my wife would kill me, dude.
You're not going to give an 11-year-old Playboys.
Wait for Rachel to get stuck in a piece of furniture and be like,
Come here, son. Watch this.
I know how to help you get out.
Oh my gosh.
Try that on her next.
Dude, if I give him those freaking Playboys, the next thing I'm going to see is him at home and he's going to be fucking a couch.
No, he's not. He's gonna be like, I've got the internet. I know what to do.
Oh, you know.
I guarantee you, he's probably what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I think you'll probably like see signs like when your wife starts like washing like crusty socks and stuff. Then you'll know that like.
Well, that's part of what brought this conversation up.
Oh, okay. So that's
Crusty
already
socks?
happening.
We were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Because when my wife...
So no crusty socks. Okay.
No, when my wife's was younger, her brother, she would find all of her socks stiff, stiff as a board.
Oh dang.
Oh my gosh.
She'd be like, what the fuck? Why my socks?
The first talk you need to have with your
They're
son is,
softer.
hey, don't use your socks. Use some toilet paper or something. Like,
Yeah,
Use its closest.
in the shower or something, dog.
Use what's
What?
closest.
But I think there'll be signs for you. I don't know, man. I think as kids we thought we were pretty slick, but our parents probably knew what was up most of the time and just turned a blind eye and pretended it didn't happen. At least I hope. I don't know.
You ever been caught growing up?
No.
You figure out what to do, and then all of a sudden you get caught.
No, thank
Oh
God.
man.
Do you have
I've got
siblings?
a couple caught
How did
stories.
you?
Never got caught.
How did you get caught though?
How did I get caught? Just not playing safe. Like, you know,
Holy shit! man.
hanging out in the living room, just like, just going to town, man.
back in the day.
Yeah, tequila, be like, oh, maybe I'll catch someone in the reflection of the TV screen. Never happened.
I mean,
Was that what the DVR was?
No, we didn't have no DVR. You had to do it live.
Yeah.
You had to fuck it. We'll do it live. That's how my brain works, man.
Yeah, I had some like risky scenarios growing up because our one computer was in our living room.
So was ours, dude.
So I would sneak out at like 1 in the morning and like start the download on LimeWire, dial up internet.
Oh, dude, sounds like our childhood.
Yeah. You may or may not wait till it loads. There's a thumbnail anyways. So what are you going to do?
You know, it's all the same.
Man,
And then you delete it by the morning and everything is good. But holy shit, dude.
I remember pulling up sites like that with dial-up internet back in the day, and then it's like you wait like 5 minutes, you get like 1 extra 2 seconds of the like clip, and I remember like pausing it and be like,
Oh my god.
I had to sit there and pause and then like kind of like try to let my brain like figure out like where's the rest of this gonna go, you know? What's gonna happen next? We'll find out in 5 minutes.
Just the thought,
You know? Like it really needed to have like the unsolved mysteries like narrator there. It's like what's gonna happen in the next 10 minutes, find out. It's like yeah,
definitely like
I never made it more than like I would try to find like one specific part. I was like, okay, this is a part where it's gonna get good in the video. Pause it here, wait like 5 minutes or whatever, watch the 3 seconds that it loaded, and then like set it for a pause again, and then like, oh man, do I really want to sit here for 5 minutes, or do I want to try to rewind that 2 seconds that I just watched and watch it again? And if I fuck up, it's gonna mess up the buffering. I gotta start all over again. It was
there was a science to it.
It was a huge thing. Like when I made it. It was a big event for me as a kid.
Well, what's interesting is I think this was like just a phenomenon for people in our age range because 5 years older than us, they didn't have the internet like we did, and 5 years later, it was like
people used to find like
you had a smartphone. So within a 10-year range, you didn't need it. So
and people used to find like I remember I was hanging out with like Tristan Barnes.
Yeah.
Like we were skating out in Granby, and we opened up like right off like the basketball courts there. They had like one kind of like, it was not a porta potty. It was just a small bathroom. There was an outside bathroom at the park, and there was just a whole bunch of like ripped up pornos ripped all over the place. It was just, I was like, dude, what the fuck's this shit? We all just started laughing hardcore at it. We didn't know what we were looking at.
yeah.
Dude, along the same lines as Wade's story, I remember, I specifically remember as I was in like middle school, and I heard some kids talking about sex, dude, and it was like the first time I'd ever really realized the word, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I went home, got on the computer. The computer was not hidden at all. It was in our middle of our living room, right next to the TV. Our couch was right in front of the TV. So my back is to my whole family, and they're all on the couch and the chairs sitting there watching TV.
Wow.
So I look up, what is sex? See what it visually meant, or like in written words was. And then I look up, how do you have sex? Got more written words.
It brings up a big old black guy. It's like, this is how you have sex, dog. Tutorial. Here we go.
And then like I look up, there's an images tab because I was on like Ask Jeeves, I want to say. I'm pretty sure I was on Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, that was one of the sites back in the day.
Classic.
Yeah, dating myself pretty hard. But like, then I remember typing in like pictures of sex. And it took me to this website, dude, and along those lines, dude, the first image of like a naked person having sex was this black chick with the biggest bush, dude. And that was like the first image I've ever seen of sex, dude. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And then I just proceeded to sit there in my living room and scroll down this webpage of just image after image after image of the acts of sex, dude. And it was just like, I'm sitting there blowing my fucking mind, dude. And I'm just like,
Blowing his fucking load there.
Yeah.
So he started blasting.
Man, I can still remember the first time that I saw like naked ladies on the internet. It was with Tristan Barnes again. We were at my house, and we were trying to get cheat codes for a game. Like, because it was back when you get, like, cheat codes on for, like, the PlayStation games and stuff like that.
Yep.
And so Tristan comes over and was like, hey, can we get cheat codes for this game? And my mom's like, what's the website called? And he's like, it's called cheat.com.
Whoops.
Yeah. So my mom types in cheat.com. We had dial-up internet, so it took a little while for the page to load. And so
Yeah, you walk away and come
load
back.
in, like, you know, it would like
Top
come
to
in.
bottom. Yeah.
Top to bottom. And as it kind of like got bored down, like it started off like you see like a bald man, like bald head, and you see two women on the side. You see the top of their heads, and the farther it goes down, you see that the guy is wearing like one of those like tuxedo suits. It's like maroon and everything. But the women are fucking fully naked. As soon as I showed the tits, my mom was like, all right. And like, as soon as like I showed the tits, me and Tristan just started laughing hard. We were like, that wasn't supposed to happen. The first time I actually saw sex, though, was I was hanging out at another friend's house. His name was JD. And his parents had like satellite. It was the first time I ever saw satellite TV. I was like, this is amazing. And we were just scrolling through all the channels, like not through the menu, because they didn't have like the menu portion yet. You actually had to scroll through or know the channels. Mm-hmm. And we were just scrolling through, and then they had all the porno channels. They paid for the package. They got it. And as we were flipping through the channels, the very first one that we got on, which happened to be the exact same time that JD's mom was walking through, and it was just a very close-up shot of a girl riding the cowgirl style, you know, and just boom, 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 boom. You ever see like the GIF of the? It's known on the internet as the GIF, and it's of the Hulk looking at Black Widow going, and then it just goes to boom, 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 boom. Wow. It's a very famous GIF. I did not look this up.
Of course,
it's my favorite GIF.
That's ridiculous.
No, it came across on Imager one day because I would go through the user sub like first, like as soon as they upload it, like, so I was like, you find some weird fucking shit. They didn't have no filter like then. It was like you had to report it in order for it to get taken down, and you would see some crazy shit, and I saw that. But yeah, I saw that when I was looking. It's like as soon as that happened, it's the exact same thing happened. The mom was like, oh no, grabbed the remote and started changing the channel, and me and JD just started knee slapping, laughing, man. We were laughing so hard. But that was also at the age where like we would just like be hanging out in the room and we would just be saying the dirtiest things that we could think of and laughing at it. Like, dude, poop on a penis. And we just started laughing our asses off. Like anything dirty we could think of. We were like, dude, poop on tits. We just thought it was funny to say the grossest things ever. We were like 6 or something like that. I can't remember.
So Connor, what
That's
about
pretty
you, man?
young.
When's the first time that you knew what you found out what sex was?
Dude, I honestly can't like recall any specific instance or anything like that. It's kind of all just like blurred together. Like I know I've saw a bunch of stuff like Jackson was saying, like pictures torn from magazines
Remember
on the side of the road because we were riding our bikes and you know
Where you always find it.
you start seeing all this trash and you'd be like, oh, that's a magazine. It's like, oh, those are some naked people on there. Like, what's going on? You know? So I remember that, but
And we collected every fucking page of that fucking book,
yeah.
dude.
But like, if I'm being like,
Still got it upstairs.
if I'm gonna like say this is the first time I saw something, it would probably be some movie that I had walked in on my parents watching because there were several times I'd be like, oh, get out of here,
Yeah.
you know, and I would look over, it's like, oh, there's that dude's on top of that chick, you know.
I still remember walking in my parents watching Jerry Maguire, and it's like the sex scene. It's kind of like early in the movie. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're like, they're wrestling. Get out of here.
Wrestling.
Yeah. And it's like, they're just wrestling.
Dang.
And then my dad would always like make weird jokes like me and your mom are going to wrestle later. I'm like, it didn't catch on late, like at that age. But when I got older, I was like, ugh, my dad's gross.
I'm gonna put your mom in a chokehold.
She's real choking now.
Gosh, that's wild. That's wild.
All right, Cal. You said you had some what if questions, didn't you?
I do, but I think we might be towards the end of the episode, dude.
You think we should just call it? Like, go ahead and.
I think we should go ahead and move into Yo Dude, check this out.
All right.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, what's up? Check this out. Yo, dude.
All right,
shit.
who wants to get us started?
I have no idea what's going on.
No, you don't need to worry about it. You're the guest. You don't
Yo,
need to worry
dude,
about it.
check this out. I missed the cliff notes. Fucked it up for everybody.
No, it's okay. It doesn't matter to me.
All right, yo, dude, check this out. So, you guys, I don't know if you saw, Gal Gadot was saying that there was going to be a Wonder Woman 3 in James Gunn's and whatever, Safran's DCU or whatever. Turns out that's not true. So, I'm really stoked she's not going to be in it. And I'm happy.
Are you hoping that the next Wonder Woman's going to be a little bit more busty?
That, but just like more comic book accurate.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of her acting. But yeah, if she, even if she was more busty,
You know what? I
wouldn't-
agree with you on that. She's a very beautiful woman, but I'm not a very big fan of any of her acting in movies.
Right.
So,
Like she could be perfectly busty and I wouldn't like her acting.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. We're not sexist.
no, Wonder Woman is very attractive,
Right.
Yeah.
supposedly.
Yo, dude, check this out. Jurassic Park is coming back to theater.
First one?
Yes, on August 25th in Real D 3D.
Dude. Might have to go see that one.
Right. I saw that. I was like, okay, I might go take my kids to go see that because I never got to see that in theater. I think
Yeah,
it'd be badass.
I don't remember seeing that in theater. I remember seeing Lost World in theaters.
Yes, I definitely saw Lost World and Part 3 in theater.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I've seen all of them in theaters except for the first one. So, yeah, it would be nice to go see the first one and go ahead and be like, you know what? I've seen all of them in theaters.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Today, or guess what? Check this out. Yo, dude. Yo, dude, check this out. Check this out, yo, dude. Check this out.
Pretty good.
Today, I just learned that the Boston Tea Party was not called that until the 1820s. Before that, it was referred to as the destruction of tea.
Fuck yeah.
I
That's very
prefer that
interesting.
one more.
It's fun.
Like Tea Party Massacre, something like that, you know. But the destruction of tea, I love that. I
do like that.
I want to be like, hey, British, remember the destruction of tea?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a way more badass name.
Yeah.
How have
So-
we not adopted that yet?
Yeah, that's
As
something.
our new name again.
That's something that we
our
should
revolution.
be getting behind. But like, you know what? Like, bringing as far as history that like we should bring back to the destruction of tea. There's some good history that we should be looking positively on, and we need to bring that one back. So,
Right. Wow.
a lot of ugly history, but we should highlight the positives.
We should.
We should highlight the positives
We should. Well,
and
Wade,
note the negatives. We gotta note the negatives. We gotta let people know about the.
Yeah, we gotta be real about the negatives.
Yep, gotta be real.
Yeah.
well, yeah. Well, Wade, can we get a confirmation from you now that you'll be back on the podcast someday?
Oh, dude, this has been a lot of fun, to be honest. So
Bang.
I would
Got 'em.
definitely come back for sure.
Got 'em.
And hey, we forgot to discuss some Baldur's Gate 3. So you know
we did.
You know who the first boss is, right?
Who is the first? Is it the hag?
It's the genitalia selector when you create your hero.
Oh.
I went with penis D.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was really hung up on being a dwarf, a man dwarf with the very hairy wiener, uncut or cut, or just clamming out, dude. I don't know. It's tough. It's about 10 selections.
I wanted to go with like something that resembled my own, so I just went with default. You know,
Barbie.
I felt like I was
Barbie.
born with a default penis.
Barbie style.
See, for me, once Connor said he went with penis D, I thought, hey, we're in the same family, so our penises probably should look the same.
I'm a drow.
You guys ever like?
What race am I? I'm like the
Like a tiefling or something?
tiefling. Yeah.
Are you guys playing together? Co-oping?
me, Jackson, and
Oh,
Connor.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been playing every night since it came
Fun.
out. We've played, I
Fun.
think, every night since it came out, right?
Most nights.
It's a lot of fun, but I got to like the druid hideout or whatever, and it became a little overwhelming because there's so much like options and dialogue you can do. But
You really need to make sure you know what you're doing and save a lot.
yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to talk to this person? I want to save first. But yeah, I'm a Duergar, like the mountain dwarf. So I'm purple with a purple dick.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
That thick purple dick.
Hell yeah, brother.
There's
Female voice though.
That Thanos hand.
There's nothing wrong with that way.
Ah, it's 2023, man. You can't judge. But
Yeah. What are you guys thinking about the story so far? How far are you, Wade? As far as
like I said, I haven't made it very far, but I like it. So I bought the game like when it was in pre-release. So the tutorial shit is basically all I've made it back through. So I've already experienced a lot of it. So, but it's a lot of fun. They added a bunch more stuff in options and things like that. So I think it's a very good game, very well rounded and well thought out for sure.
are you playing by yourself?
Yeah, right now I have a couple buddies that have it, but I think part of my problem is I don't have as much time anymore to invest my time in video games. So I don't want to tie other people up, to wait on me to play something. So
You playing it on Steam?
yeah,
Man, I'm telling you, dude.
PC Master Race, dude.
You, do you spend a lot of time in like your living area with your wife and?
Sometimes, yes. I do have my own little man cave, so I do disappear into there every once in a while. But yeah, we typically have like a family time, and then we go about our separate ways at some point in the day, typically.
Kyle's about to try to sell you on getting a Steam Deck.
I'm about to try to sell you on getting a Steam Deck.
Oh, like in the living room? Like to play in the living room, or?
Yeah, dude. I've been since Baldur. I mean, I've had a Steam Deck since last year before Christmas, but we've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. I'm playing it on Steam Deck, and I'm just playing it in the living room while my family is watching their movies, stuff like that.
I got you. So have you guys ever actually played like Dungeons and Dragons, like tabletop? Or?
I've always wanted to, but
and Connor
I've
did
done one session, but I've never gone like through a campaign. So
me and Connor were really big into like LARPing with our select friend group when we were kids. We did a lot of live action role playing.
Fun. So actually,
By a lot, I would say we did it like 3 or 4 times.
that's a lot. No.
And it was less focused on the acting, is more of the hitting each other with fake swords.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Beating
then
the shit out of your
spending
friends
forever making our characters. Yeah. And talking
Absolutely.
about our characters.
Yeah, for sure. Rob Wilmuth actually got me into it, and we played a game called Mothership first, which is like a space sci-fi horror, but it's like kind of based on D&D rules. It's a lot of fun. And then I actually DM'd my own game last year with my buddies, and they're all autistic, so I mean it was fun, but I think we were already pre-gaming before we even got in, and it was like wrangling cats, man. But
That's nice of you to help out some autistic.
I'm a giver, so
That's cool.
That's why I'm here.
that could be awesome.
Okay.
That could be like legitimately like the most fun ever, though.
It's a lot of fun, man. Bottom line, I feel like at our age, you don't need an excuse to get together, but it helps when you're with your friends.
It's part of the reason we do this podcast.
That's right. Just have fun and stay together. So
gives me a reason to hang out with these two dudes every week, which I cherish.
That's great, man. 3 dudes chilling.
Be nice to get a bunch of girls in here sometime.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea.
Episode 100 is coming up. We will have the hookers coming.
No.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Man,
Don't promise stuff we can't.
yeah, it's true.
Well,
I can't promise
I mean-
hookers because we don't even know where to find them.
True.
I don't see why Connor's not pulling in all the girls. I'm really confused on that. You should be
Yeah, a lot of stray cats come my way.
no
Not
prospects
the
though.
pussy I'm looking for,
Oh,
but
okay.
I get
A
it.
lot of stray cats.
Yeah.
You're not trying to take them in, or
For the night, yeah.
Ayo. That's hilarious.
Protect yourself.
That's great.
Well, before we close this thing out, Wade, do you have any words of wisdom for us? You're a learned man. Do you have any words of wisdom for the world out there?
Oh, wow, dude. This is thank you for these like softball interview questions. You know what I mean? That they ask you what you would do in a situation or how you would react, and you freeze up and get lost and don't know what to say. So thank you for that. Honestly, I don't know, man. Just don't be a dick, I guess. It's always nice.
Nice. And what's your favorite cuss word, Wade?
My favorite cuss word? Probably fuck or cunt. Either way,
Both of those are just great.
they're all pretty interchangeable. Like fuck is very versatile, but
It's gotta be. What's your favorite thing
And-
to say if you hurt yourself?
definitely fuck or shit. But also, I've been liking the word Muppet a lot, calling people a Muppet because that's like a British thing to do. I think that's
Really?
very interesting.
It's a different lane.
You fucking Muppet.
Okay.
Anyways,
Do you like to go tosser on people? You
Like-
fucking tosser?
no, I don't. No tosser.
No tosser.
No.
No tosser.
Now, I don't like it when I'll say this. I don't like it when white people use it.
Tosser?
But
Oh.
when black people use the N word, I love it. I love it when they're just. I can't give an example, obviously, but when it's just like,
I thought he was about to give a real example.
No, I'm not gonna get. I will never give a real example.
Cancel. Episode 100 gone.
Nah,
Bam, 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 bam.
Denzel Washington and Training Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just rolls off his tongue, so like it's like chocolate to my ear. You know, I love hearing it from black people. From black people.
Whisper it in my ear, please.
I wish they would call me one every once in a while. I'd be like, oh, thanks, I'm part of the club.
I used to, in a previous job, I worked with a black guy, and he would never say that word, but like, well, at least to white people, but he'd walk up and call you my ninja instead. And it's like very close and a little spooky, but it's like
I worked with a black guy.
close. Made me feel good.
I worked with a black guy. Like his thing was he would walk up to you and he would like say, "Hey, say N-word here," like, but you'd be like, "Hard R it." He'd be like,
Wow.
he's like, "I'm gonna give you a free pass." He's like, "Cause I want you to say it." But what he was doing is he was trying to record you, and then if he recorded you saying it, that was gonna be his ringtone.
Wow.
He would cut it and it'd just be like N-word, 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 N-word. And it'd be your voice.
That's
You didn't fool me in again. And I was like, I'm good, man.
That sounds like a trap.
That's hardcore, man.
It was a trap, but it was a great joke for him. He was
Wow.
like, it's a fun joke. See, I couldn't do that. He was black. He
can't.
could do it.
Wow.
He
that's crazy.
had the ticket to do it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
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 he had the ticket to pass out to people. But he also, yeah.
Wow.
He cashed it in.
Yeah.
Dollar bill, y'all.
He's like, you don't know the price of the ticket.
Hey.
It was hilarious though, man. Every time Every time this phone would go off, it'd just be like,
Yeah, real hard, huh?
it was hard.
Well, Wade, we gotta cut this thing short. We got like a minute left to tape. So, thank you, Dave, for being on episode 99 of the podcast. Like I said earlier in the podcast, I've wanted to have you on since like episode 1, dude. I've been slowly chipping away at the statue that is Wade.
Chiseling away.
Dude, this has been great. I had a lot of fun, so I'll definitely do it again. So thank you guys a lot.
Big love,
absolutely.
big love from the Crashing with Friends
Big
crew.
love.
All right. That's episode 99. Next week is episode 100. Like and subscribe if you want to be there. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
I had to pee so bad.
You did spill beer. Okay.
Spiller?
Yeah, it's a little teeny bit right there. A bunch of it's kind of like deep. It's all over the ground, actually.
It's kind of like pee.
3, 2, 1.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.